Hi, Dr. Paul Haider here. Well, today I want to show you two simple ways to get rid of anxiety, get rid of stress without the use of drugs or herbs or supplements or anything else. It's so simple. The simplicity is amazing. And we might as well just get right into it. First of all, just sit in a comfortable chair, and one that's comfy is really important. And you can just have an upright chair so you can breathe easy and get really comfortable. If you need a couple extra pillows, that's great. And settle in. Put your feet on the floor and, and allow yourself just time to close your eyes and let go of any things that are in your head at the moment. And then we'll start doing a little body scan. Allow ourselves to, a little tension in our scalp to let go, a little tension in our eyes to let go, in my face to let go, in my neck and throat to let go, allow my shoulders to droop and let go, and allow that relaxed feeling to move down my arms and into my hands and fingers. And allow that to come into my chest and on into my back and down in my abdomen and down into my hips and legs, knees, and on down into my lower legs and down into my ankles and feet and toes. Allow yourself just to let go of more tension with every breath, just letting go, letting go. And the next step is to take and allow ourselves to think of a simple word. It could be totally nonsensical. It doesn't have to mean anything. In fact, it's better if it doesn't mean anything. And take that word, I'm just going to make one up here, shala. I don't even know what that means. And we just start saying that word to ourselves over and over again, silently in our mind. And don't really be attached to the word and don't think about what it means or what it might mean or anything, or if it's a different language or whatever. Just kind of keep saying that word to yourself. And then breathe in and say shala. But you're saying it silently to yourself. Breathe in and shala. You could say the word number one. In fact, Dr. Herbert Benson talks about saying that in the relaxation response, his book, The Relaxation Response, saying the word number one. So saying, breathing in and saying the word number one. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, say the word number one. And breathe in, saying the word number one. Now I'm going to go back to my words, shala, which I just made up. And then go breathing in and shala. And breathing in and breathing out, saying shala. Or it could be utopia, or it could be. It's better if it doesn't mean anything. But it's saying that over and over and over and over and over. And really don't be attached to the word itself. Maybe after a while, after you're sitting there for a little while, and I recommend doing this for at least 20 minutes, if not 30 minutes, allow the word to morph into something different. Maybe it'll become, something like peace. Maybe it changes on the way, And maybe all of a sudden, Shala becomes peace, peace, peace. But don't be attached to the word. I mean, that's the word really is not anything. It's just a way of getting a person to a particular point. Maybe a person would want to use, something from their particular spiritual understanding that they come from. A word which means something, but it's better if it means nothing actually, because the brain doesn't get attached to it. And if we don't get attached to it, then we can kind of let it go. And that's the whole purpose of this thing, is as we breathe in and breathe out that word inside our head, we kind of let go of all that kind of stuff. And eventually it starts to disappear. Yeah? All thinking kind of disappears. It takes a little practice. There's no doubt about it, but you're only attaching yourself to the word, and eventually you allow yourself to detach from the word. And eventually it just kind of disappears. Now, I recommend that you, on the average, try to stick with a word if possible. If not, to change it once in a while. But we have thousands upon thousands of studies showing that this actually works amazingly well. And we have, just with this particular technique, about 600, even up to 700 peer-reviewed studies showing that this works. And so that's pretty amazing. I mean, and even the United States government has put in a lot of money, $7 million, to work with this kind of technique, similar technique to this. And so allowing yourself to just say that word silently to yourself. Now, first of all, the room has to be not too cold, not too hot. I think it's important that you be comfortable. You can't have mosquitoes running around and biting you. Yeah, you gotta have some place you can go which is not noisy, otherwise you're not going to be able to find peace and get rid of the anxiety. And that's really important. And sometimes I've had a lot of people say this too. Oh, my kids are always knocking on the door and everything. But you got to get up before they start getting up and do your process of getting rid of your anxiety, because your day is going to go a lot better once you take care of all this underlying tension that's there. Even when we sleep, our mind is going 24/7. It never stops. We have lots of studies showing this with EEGs, and this is the only time that the mind kind of calms down. And during this period, actually, the blood pressure comes down, the heart rate comes down, cortisols come down, all the stress chemicals, adrenalines come down, and because those chemicals are no longer, and hormones are running through our body like crazy, our body starts to heal, in fact, and that's pretty amazing, and we need that healing. We even have little kids these days with huge amounts of stress. I mean, we're talking kindergartners. In fact, a whole bunch of second graders were asked just lately, do you have stress? And every single one of them in that class said yes. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I don't think I would have raised my hand when I was a little tiny kid to, in second grade, because my life was pretty simple. But nowadays, that's not the case. And so I know a little 3-year-old girl. She's blonde hair, blue-eyed, and she sits and does this every day, twice a day. And the most peaceful little kid I've ever met. And she is beautiful. And to see her sitting there doing this, it's just amazing. So it's just a process, and sometimes, words will come in or little thoughts will come in. You say, I see that, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to get to that later. And you come back to saying the word again. Maybe it's one, maybe it's any kind of word that you want to think of. Maybe it's just the word peace. I like nonsensical words because the mind doesn't hold on to them as much, and that way you are able to let go of it. And the whole process is to not hold on to anything, but just keep moving with each breath to a lower, actually a deeper level of understanding of this deeper consciousness higher consciousness that you're delving into. It's like having a huge ocean, you know, and then there's all the turbulence and the waves on the top, and the boats are all running around. You know, they're being toppled, and, you know, jostled here and there. But if you get deeper, yeah, there is no turbulence at all. You get deeper, it gets much more silent and deeper, and much more silent and deeper and deeper and deeper as we go, and until we get to a point where we find this ultimate peace place, and where the body is being restored into something even deeper than deep sleep. And I know people who use this type of technique and find it amazingly. In fact, I know a man who, well, quite a few are millionaires that actually use this type of technique every day, and they do put in 2 or 3 hours every day, and they require only, you know, 3 or 4 hours of sleep even. And so you get more rest in this deep state than you do even with sleep. And so that's one technique, using this word. The second technique is to concentrate on our breathing, and to not even be attached to the breathing itself even. So we just allow ourselves to get back into that comfortable chair, and we allow ourselves to, you know, get comfy, have our feet flat on the floor. Our hands, you can put them in your lap, you know, fold them like this, you know, whatever, you cup them like this, or whatever you want to do. It doesn't really matter. Whatever feels comfortable, that's the most important thing. And it is easier to set up right because you can breathe better and you don't have to adjust yourself later. And allow yourself to take a deep breath in, and then to go through that body scan again. And going through that body scan, allowing the relaxing process of relaxing the, you know, skin on the top of your head and your cranium and your face and on down like we did before. And at this point also, then, as you have your eyes closed, just start concentrating on your breathing, noticing your breathing going in and out, coming in and out. And don't make the breathing, you know, overtly large or small. Just make it normal, and just keep breathing and just noticing the breathing. But don't be attached to the breathing even at that point. You know, and after a few minutes, just allow yourself to, you know, be connected to the breathing, but don't be attached to it even the breathing. But eventually you'll find that the breathing becomes kind of not important, and all of a sudden you find yourself breathing very kind of shallowly, and you're in this place of deep peace, and that is pretty amazing. It just, you're in this state which is grace. I would call it grace. Other people would call it places of higher consciousness, places of deep healing. And I've had a lot of people call it lots of different things, but it doesn't really matter. We're getting rid of the anxiety. We're getting rid of the stress. And stress is the biggest killer in the world. There's no doubt about it. We even know now that with autoimmune disease, which is the biggest disease in the world now, bigger than cancer, bigger than diabetes, bigger than heart disease, all put together. This is stress, and together with the chemicals, so it's that we have in our food, is causing this. Until we need to get rid of the stress, and we need to eat a great diet like my diet on my website, www.paulhaider.com, paulhaider.com. And up in the right-hand corner is my diet, and scroll down, it's quite long. And also in my diet, it's a lifestyle process also, is this process of meditation. And that's what we're talking about here, healing with meditation. It's putting in that 20, 30 minutes every morning. And I recommend around, you know, just before meals, just before dinner time. First thing in the morning, and then first thing just before dinner time, and you'll find that your rest of your evening goes amazingly well. you first thing in the morning, you're getting rid of all the stuff from the night, and your day goes well, and you get along better with your coworkers, you get along better with people in your family, and then when the evening comes, of course, you're building up a little stress during the day, and then the evening comes, you do this again, and you get rid of detox all that stress and anxiety that came through the day. The boss is screaming at me. I didn't know that we weren't supposed to do this and that and this and that, and all of a sudden, we got a whole bunch of stress going on. So about just before dinner, we detox all that stress and anxiety away again, and then we sleep like a baby. There's really no doubt about it, and yeah, it really does make a difference, and the people feel better. Not only feel better, I think, I know for sure because we have lots of peer-reviewed articles and health journals that show that this does work. And it can work for anybody if they just stick with it. It takes a little time. I'd say I've had one man that just got back to me the other day. He said, "You know what? I see, Dr. Haider, that you really are on uh, in this, letting people know that this can help in great ways." And I said, "Well, why not? It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with, anything else. All it has to do is calming the mind, body." And like I said, even the Army is using it for people coming back with post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's the only thing that works. And allowing them to find that great peace inside, and then their family life works better too. And then he said, so I gave it a shot. I gave it 15 minutes, and then 15 minutes in the evening, and I did it for a week. And it was also interesting that I slept amazingly well. And at the same time, I had a spiritual experience that happened. And the people of different spiritual sects also find, that this helps them to be a better, Jewish person or a Native American, spirituality, or, a Christian, or on and on. It makes them better because they're calmer inside. And it has nothing to do with any kind of spiritual practice. This is a actual scientific based process. And it's allowing ourselves to let our blood pressure come down. I mean, I know we can lower blood pressure with this process 20 points in just a few minutes. And so you actually say, concentrating on the breathing here now. And then after a while, just kind of let go of the breathing and just kind of allow it to just kind of fade and disappear, and you'll find yourself in this place of deep peace. And it just takes a little practice, and practice makes perfect. And what I'm talking about here is meditation, and meditation is a healer for the world. I believe that if everybody would do this every day, twice a day, we wouldn't have any wars. Everybody would find peace inside, and we would be able to work together to find better answers to solving the big problems that we have and challenges in the world. And it helps us to cooperate better, helps us to find inner peace so we can work with and create outer peace. So I hope you will try this, and not just try it, but make it a point to make it part of your life. And that's what it's all about. There are some great Vipassana meditation retreats. That's Vipassana, Vipassana. That's the one working with the breath on the average. And then TM, which is another one, actually works with a mantra, and they're a little different than what I do, but they also, you can find teachers near you. And there are other people who teach different ways of meditating, but these are basically the first two that stand out to help a person to reach a state of deep calm inside. So I hope you'll try it and make it a part of your life. And if you want to get a hold of me and ask questions about this, feel free. My consultations are free. And so I'll show more down below, and all my contact info will come up. If you want to call me, that's great. Also, if you want to subscribe, I really appreciate that. And also, if you care to make a donation, I really appreciate that also. And I want to thank you in advance right now. So have a great day. And remember, I love you.